Today, let's talk about the dried scallops. Dried scallops are one of the most iconic ingredients in Hong Kong and Cantonese cooking. They add a deep umami, natural sweetness that really elevates even the simplest of soups. Sometimes when I'm not sure what to put in a soup, especially in terms of flavor, so if I'm using blander vegetables or roots, I will add the dried scallops to really enhance the flavor of the soup. They are gentle, nourishing, and one of the most versatile ingredients that can be used in soups, stews, dim sums, congee, and a lot of traditional Chinese dishes, especially in banquets. But beyond taste, they also have TCM properties that are neutral to slightly warm. And it's because of this processing, the sun drying, the aging that makes it warmer. This makes them ideal for postpartum, post-menstruation, post-surgery, double boiling soups, congee, and I use them a lot in winter and autumn soups. Dried scallops are sweet and slightly salty in flavor and targets the kidneys and liver. In TCM, the kidneys govern vitality, bones, and foundational energy. So that's really where our essence is stored. Dried scallops offer a gentle, digestible protein that supports that overall energy and qi. It's also really great for helping with definitely postpartum and post-menstruation. Again, when you lose some of that essence in pregnancy and postpartum. So what I like about dried scallop is that I personally really like scallops a lot. They're also milder than dried oysters and they don't have that grainy piece or dried octopus. And they're much easier to digest than these two proteins and options. Because of their sweet and slightly warm nature, dried scallops are really good at helping moisten dryness, especially the skin, support fluids in the body, really help generate that yin, and add a bit of softness to yin deficiency in our bodies. The savory, ocean, nourishing flavor, which I really actually do love, especially after they're dried and a little bit salted, really helps stimulate appetite and improve mild qi stagnation, especially like right here in our Middle Jiao. So dried scallops come in all sizes, all conditions, all colors. You can find every type of cut, size, color, even depending on how they're processed and how old they are. So the larger they are, like these ones, which are pretty whole, and I'd say about medium sized, are definitely more expensive than your smaller ones like this, or the ones that you've got shredded. So I've got some shredded ones here like this. And so when they're shredded, they're not as valuable, right? Because what the Chinese really do love is this whole and completeness. And there is some cultural elements to it about being whole and complete, right? A lot of things in Chinese are represented being whole and circular. They also have a more complex and deeper flavors in the larger and darker ones relative to the smaller and lighter ones. These large whole ones are typically more premium and used for things like banquets, special occasions, and gifts. So people do actually gift large and whole dried scallops to each other as a form of endearment, affection, gift giving, as part of business as well. There's this whole Chinese cultural piece that I could talk about when it comes to gifting dried scallops, but I will save that for another post. For everyday soups, so these smaller broken shredded ones, or even these tinier dried scallops, are perfect. They're definitely more economical and softer when they're cooked in soups and congees. So these are made typically by cleaning and trimming the fresh scallops and lightly cooked or steamed, sometimes with a bit of salt. And then what happens is that they're laid out to either sun dry or air dry, and then aged over time. Here's another one of those ingredients that increase in value as it ages, very similar to chenpi or ginseng, dried ginseng. They increase in value over time. So I'm always curious about like people that have like 15-year-old dried scallops, if they'll ever use them. I typically buy my dried scallops from a known and reputable source. And this is because there is a risk of counterfeit. And as with most Chinese ingredients that have variance in value, especially high value, there is a risk that it's either fake or used with different ingredients, such as fish meat or not really pure scallops. I'm going to make another video for subscribers on when you're buying scallops, what to look for. So essentially there's going to be some components such as the strand of the scallops, the texture, the smell, doing a color check, the shape. There's something I call a soften test, especially when you soak it in water. And then when you're tasting it, well, after in soups or congee. You can subscribe to learn more and hear the full video. There are two ways that I use dried scallops in my cooking. The first is what I call a pre-soak. And so what you'll do is take your dried scallops and soak them in warm water for at least 30 minutes to an hour, or at least until you can see them softening. They will sometimes leave a bit of color in the water, so a little bit light yellow or light orange, and that's okay. This will help clean and soften them before usage. And it's actually critically important that you do this pre-soak step, especially if you're using the scallops whole. However, the easy and lazy way sometimes for me is to just drop it directly into the soup, especially if they're small and in pieces. I will add this to boiling water along with my other ingredients. To be honest, I actually use dried scallops in a lot of my savory soups, even if it's a little bit cooling. This is because they add a really nice umami and savory taste that me and my family really love. They do, however, go particularly well with chicken soups and tonics, just because of their warmer pairings. I will also add them to children's soups, and it's just to give it a little more flavor without feeling heavy. And I will typically add them to flavored savory congee. This really helps subtly enhances the flavor of the congee without making it overpowering. I would avoid dried scallops if you've got seafood allergies for sure, or if you're experiencing a lot of heat in your body. This is because dried scallops are slightly warm, but you can alternatively pair it with things like white radish, winter melons to help balance it out. So the interesting thing about dried scallops is that you typically won't find them in your traditional Chinese medicine catalog. It's really more of a food than anything. And as with all foods, they carry a certain energy in nature. This is a staple though in my pantry. I actually store mine in the fridge, and this could be just out of habit because when I lived in Hong Kong, it's a little more humid. And this is a pretty expensive ingredient that I do want to not have molding on me. However, in Canada, where it's pretty dry, you can definitely keep them in a container like this with a lid and sealed in your dry pantry. Just make sure it's dry conditions. And the more you age them, the more valuable they become. If you have any questions, thoughts, experience with dried scallops, leave them in the comments below. I would love to talk more about dried scallops, and this is just the beginning. Happy soup and congee making with dried scallops, and I'll see you next time.